Hello all, I'm Sai and you're watching The Book Dragon. In today's video, I'm bringing to you my May TBR. So let's get into today's video. The first book which I've decided to finish in the month of May is Sita, Warrior of Mithila by Amish. Now this is the second book in the Ramchandra series by Amish, in which he shows the story of Ramayana from all the main characters' points of view. The first book was Ram, Son of Ikshvaku, which is from the point of view of Ram, and this is the second book which is from the point of view of Sita. And I finished the first book in February, and I started this last month. I'm nearly halfway through the story, and until now it is way better than Ram, if you ask me, in my personal opinion, and I'm sure that I'll be finishing this first this month. The next book which I'm going to read is Postal by Pratchett. Now this is one of the books from the Discworld series, which is a huge series and consists of 41 or 42 novels on the whole. I've got like 6 of those. Of those I've read one alone, which is the first one, The Color of Magic, and this is one of the most famous ones in the series. It is like the reader's favorite, if you ask me. And this book tells about the first postal service in the Discworld, which is a comical fantasy universe. In that universe, the main thing is that Terry Pratchett reflects the things in the real world in a fantastical environment, and he also spoofs a lot of them, and he also tries to spoof the old ideas of fantasy in a very good way. I loved the first book very much, so I'm very much eager to start reading this. The next 3 books are from the same series, and they are from the Immortal Instrument series by Cassandra Clare. These are the last 3 books in the series, which are City of Fallen Angels, City of Lost Souls, and City of Heavenly Fire. Now I read City of Glass last month. I put it in my TBR for last month, and I ended up reading it on the first day of May, so it will not be coming up in my wrap up, but it will be coming in my wrap up for May as the first book, which is I finished that one as the first book in May. It was such an experience, if you ask me. I can see that the series progresses in a way such that it's going to be one of my favorites, and after I read the climax of the third book, I'm sure that I'm going to read all of the books in this series. Until now itself, after these 3, there are like totally 7 books that are out now, and 2 which are to come. I'm sure that I'm going to read all of those, and before the next book in the series comes out, I'm planning to read all those other 7 books, including these 3 as well. Let's see how it's going to go. The next book which I'm going to read is The Lost Symbol by Dan Brown. Now, last year I read Angels and Demons by Dan Brown for the first time, around this time also, the last year, and it was such an experience reading that book. It was very much informative. It was so thick, and it had a lot to take in, yet it was so well written and very well paced. It's a huge book, yet it is very well paced. It is like a 600-page long book, yet all those incidents take place within a single day, which was amazingly done by Dan Brown, and I'm so much pumped for this. Also, I'm reading this along with one of my friends as a buddy read this month, so I'm very much excited to do that, because this is a huge book as well. It's not that big as Angels and Demons, yet after reading that, I'm very much eager to see how he is going to pull out this thriller as a whole. The next book in my May TBR is The Mermaid and Mrs. Hancock by Imogen Hermes Gower. Now, this is one of those books which I've been having on my shelf for a very long time, and I even started reading the book, and I read for like 40 pages of the book, I think, and until then the story was very good. I don't know why I stopped reading that, and this was also in one of my previous videos. If you like, you can check that one out, and I'm sure that I'm going to finish this month. If I'm holding it like this, it doesn't do the book's cover a very good justice. Just see, it's such a gorgeous cover, and the story was also very compelling, and the writing was so unique, if you ask me. While I read it for the first time, it's also one of those award-winning books, I think. I'm not sure what, but I'm sure that I'll be reading this month for sure. So these are all the books which I plan to read in this month, that is May, and let's see if I'm going to succeed in reading all these books, because last month I was not very much successful in keeping up with my TBR. I read a lot of books comparatively, but I didn't cover up all the books in my TBR, but I think I will be covering all these this month. We'll see it at the end of the month. If you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also share it to your friends. If you want to get more content from me, do subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.